have experienced 4 pregnancy losses, but I only actually named one of those. The first pregnancy loss was a miscarriage at 5 weeks. The second pregnancy loss was a termination for medical reasons at 26 weeks. He was a boy and I called him Lewis. The third pregnancy loss was a miscarriage at 8 weeks. And then the fourth pregnancy loss was a missed miscarriage. I was measuring 6 weeks, but I was about 11.5 weeks. So why did I only name one of them? The reason is I knew he was a boy and we thought we were going to have him. We thought he'd be okay, so we named him Lewis. The other ones, I didn't know their gender, so I just assumed I couldn't name them. It was only after speaking to Sandra recently in one of my podcast interviews where she said that you can still name your children even after months or years after their loss. I'm going to insert the clip now so you can see what I'm talking about, but it got me really, really emotional.
Yeah, if it feels right for whoever's listening, then it's never too late, 20, 30 years later, you can still name your child and, decide what gender it was and things as well. So
that might make me cry. Oh. Sorry, that just got me. Sorry.
Not at all.
Because, with the first one, obviously, we were 5 weeks, didn't know the gender. Obviously, Lewis, we named him, we knew he was a boy. Mm-hmm. And then the next 2, we didn't know what gender they were, so we didn't name them. So it's just kind of, I had 2 miscarriages and a missed miscarriage, and that's just what they're known as, just a miscarriage. And I didn't ever think, I thought, well, if I don't know their name, if I don't know their gender, I can't name them. But I guess I could have given them a gender-neutral name or decided, if you felt in your heart they were a certain gender, or if you liked a certain name, because there's names that I've had a names list on my phone for years of all my baby names, and I often feel like, I'm never going to use them, or maybe I'll have to use them on dogs or something because I'm probably never going to have children. But I never really thought that even now, it's been since 2020, since my last miscarriage, maybe I can name that baby and have that connection and give them a name. And I think that makes them feel more real and more human versus it was whatever it was. So after this conversation with Sandra, I reflected and I thought, yes, maybe I could name my pregnancies, my babies that I lost. I think giving them a name makes them feel more real, makes them feel more human, and also makes it feel like they mattered and they were here and, they did exist and they sadly died. So with that being said, I've got 12 names here which are going to represent each month of the year. These are just names I've asked from ChatGPT, so they might be a little bit wild and out there for some of you, but it's just to give you a little bit of inspiration and also just to let you know that you really can name your children, whether it's been a couple of months or a couple of years. After your loss, you can name them, and here are just a couple of options. Hi, my name is Rosie and welcome to Healing After Infant Loss. Let's jump into the list. January, aspen. Aspen trees are resilient and thrive in colder climates, symbolising strength and perseverance through harsh winters. The name also evokes a sense of tranquility and calm. February, dove. Doves are symbols of peace and love, fitting for a month associated with Valentine's Day. They also represent hope and the gentle presence of a loved one. March, fern. Ferns begin to unfurl in early spring, representing new growth, resilience, and the quiet strength of nature. They symbolise the transition from winter to spring. April, sky. Sky represents openness, freedom, and infinite possibilities. In April, the sky is often clear after rain, symbolising hope and new beginnings. The name is neutral and evokes a sense of vastness and renewal. May, robin. Robins are often seen in May, symbolising the return of life and joy after winter. The bird also represents new journeys and the courage to keep moving forwards. June, sol. June marks the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. Sol, which is Latin for sun, symbolises warmth, light, and the love that lingers even after loss. July, river. Rivers flow continuously, symbolising the passage of time and the journey of healing. July often involves water, summer activities, and flowing emotions. August, ember. August's warmth and late summer heat are reminiscent of embers, small glowing remnants of a fire, symbolising the enduring spirit of a loved one. September, sage. September marks a shift to autumn, a time of wisdom and reflection. Sage represents healing, knowledge, and tranquility as the seasons change. October, oak. Oaks are known for their strength and longevity. and in October their leaves turn beautiful shades of red, orange and gold. The name symbolises resilience, endurance and the lasting impact of a loved one, even as the seasons change. November, Phoenix. The phoenix is a mythological bird that symbolises rebirth and rising from the ashes. As November transitions into the colder months, Phoenix represents resilience, transformation, and the ability to find new beginnings after loss. December, Star. December is filled with light despite the darkness. A star represents guidance, hope, and the lasting light of someone who made an impact, however brief. So I know some of these names might be a little bit wild and out there, but please just take this as inspiration that you can name your children after loss. And if you do like any of these names, feel free to move them around, even if they're not associated to the month that I have picked. But if these names do resonate with you, please feel free to use them. You could either use these names for the month that you lost your pregnancy or the month that they were due to be born. It's up to you. By all means, go on ChatGPT and find other names or other inspiration. There's a channel called SJ Strum and she does Baby Name Monday. I don't know if that might be triggering because she talks a lot about babies that are living and their names as living children, whereas this is more names for miscarriages and pregnancies that have been lost. So do have a look at that with caution, but she has lots of name lists on there as well if you are wanting to name your miscarriage or your pregnancy loss. If you did experience pregnancy loss, I'm sending you so much love. It really is not fun. It is so hard and I'm sending you all of my love. If you do ever want to reach out to me, you can send me an email and you can contact me on Instagram. I will leave all of my information in the description box down below. But thank you so much for watching this video. Again, I'm sending you so much love today. Bye.